everybody, and welcome to my review of Creed 2 Electric Boogaloo. No, it's not really called that. So Creed 2 is, well, obviously the sequel to Creed, which came out a few years ago, which was in turn a spin-off sort of sequel to the Rocky franchise. This time around, the sequel is directed by Stephen Capel Jr., and once again stars Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Johnson, or Creed, who's the son of Apollo Creed from Rocky 4. And spoiler alert, in Rocky 4, he got his ass handed to him by Ivan Drago, played by Dolph Lundgren. And when I say his ass handed to him, I mean he wound up in a coffin because he's dead. And don't yell at me if you haven't seen Rocky 4 or if you don't know about it. Well, that's on you. So this time round, Adonis has got his hands full because Ivan Drago's son, Victor, wants to take the heavyweight title championship belt thing from him in a fight. You can tell I don't know much about sports. Because 30 years ago, of course, there was the whole my dad can beat your dad in a fight thing, and he did. So now Adonis has got to take this challenge and he's got to be trained again by Rocky, and in the meantime, his girlfriend slash fiance, played by Tessa Thompson, is having a baby and he's got all these responsibilities and things, and oh my god, there's drama. So in terms of things I liked about this film, it was, the thing that really stood out for me the most was actually the script, and this is something that not a lot of reviews have mentioned, but the lines of dialogue in this film, every line was really well written. As in, every line actually motivated the story and pushed it along. And yeah, I actually thought the script, well, the dialogue was actually really good. The performances were also great. Like I said, there's a lot of heavy emotion and drama involved in the story this time around. And yeah, everyone handled it really well. Sylvester Stallone, once again, is, you know, this really aging guy who's come back to give it one more shot, and, you know, that's what he does. But the standouts for me were Dolph Lundgren and Florian Munteanu, I think his name is, as Ivan and Victor Drago, who have come from Soviet Union to take heavyweight championship belt thingy. These guys were awesome because they weren't just bad guys. Like, we haven't just gone back 30 years where Russians are bad guys and the Americans are the good guys. There was a lot of history about why they're in that position and why they want to reclaim that belt, and I really dug it, especially Florian's character. I mean, the dude was massive. The dude was like, if you took Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dolph Lundgren, basically like every heavyweight muscle actor from the 80s, put them all into this one gigantic hybrid thing, that's what you get. So yeah, but aside from being extremely intimidating, there was something about the way he portrayed the character that it had he had a sympathy behind him. Like, in his eyes, he was intelligent. Like, there was a lot going on in that brain. And, you know, there were all these scenes where it's revealed that basically he's just been a tool for Ivan to get revenge. For all these years, he's just been shaping this guy into a fighting machine, and he never really had a father. And there was a side element involving the mom, played by Brigitte Nielsen once again, who was back in a very minor role, almost like a cameo. So yeah, overall, this movie had a lot going for it, but I thought for me personally, there were a lot of scenes that dragged it down. Like, this is a long movie. It was 2.25 hours long, and I don't think it really needed to be quite that long. There were a few scenes of heavy exposition and talking and stuff about babies and things where I was getting a bit restless in my seat. And I was like, come on, just punch someone. And another thing that kind of bugged me a little bit was, in the first Creed, there was this whole cancer subplot with Rocky, and I thought that was going to go somewhere, and in this movie, I don't even think it was mentioned. Like, I kind of thought, you know, maybe, like, his character is going to be killed off and, you know, just go to that big boxing ring in the sky, but, no. So, I don't know, look, maybe the dude just doesn't have cancer anymore. Maybe being a boxer, he beat it. And not only that, look, it's kind of a catch-22. There was this overwhelming atmosphere of familiarity to the story. Like, I don't know, it was extremely predictable. Nearly everything. And you know, I'm not the sort of person who can predict movies very easily. Like, I don't really like to think ahead in a movie. I like to dwell on the moment that I'm seeing. And I get criticized a lot by friends and stuff where, you know, they're like, oh, that was so predictable. I saw that coming a mile away. And I'm like, oh. Really? But this time around, yeah, I pretty much called the entire film, yeah, by about the first act. But like I said, it's a catch-22 because I don't really know how you could do one of these films without following the formula, you know, without having like the whole family drama stuff and the inspiration and a training montage and a big fight where he's either going to win or lose, but if he loses, he still wins. So I guess I gotta hand it to them, you know, even though it was formulaic and predictable, it was still a good movie. So it's definitely worth checking out. I'm definitely gonna own it, but mainly because I own every other Rocky movie plus Creed, so I have to have it. It won't be a day one purchase, but I'll definitely get it eventually. And if you're a fan of the Rocky franchise, you're gonna lap this up. It is definitely made for you guys. I say you guys because I'm not a huge Rocky fan. But Creed 2 was a solid film, I gotta hand it to it, and I'm gonna give Creed 2 an 8 out of 10. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my review. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'm gonna see you in the ring. No, I'm not. I'm actually not going to incite violence in order for you to subscribe to my channel, but if you haven't clicked that red button down below, go right ahead. There's plenty of fun to be had around here. And in the meantime, over to you guys. If you have seen Creed 2, I would love to know what you thought of it. Did you find it was a little bit heavy on the drama? So drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. I'll catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.